Hi everyone, this is your grade 5 social science chapter 6 globes and maps video 2. So in the previous class we have seen the introduction of globe, right? And we have seen the meanings of new words also. The next topic is about axis. Okay, axis is nothing but a globe also shows how the earth rotates on an imaginary line passing through its center, right? That particular line is called as axis. In a globe at a time we can see only one half of it. To see its other half we need to rotate the globe, right? So to rotate that globe we are using the axis. So we can turn the globe around its axis. Okay, the axis of the earth passes through two points on the earth known as one is north pole and another one is south pole. The north pole is the northernmost point of the earth, the south pole is the southernmost point of the earth. One interesting fact you have to know about north pole and south pole is it is always covered with sight because sunlight does not reach them directly. Okay, the next topic is equator. Equator is an imaginary line which divides the earth into two halves. One is upper half and another one is lower half. These halves are called as hemispheres. The half of the earth above the equator is known as northern hemisphere and below the equator is known as southern hemisphere. Okay. The next topic is prime meridian. Prime meridian is also an imaginary line which runs from north pole to south pole, and divides the earth into two hemispheres. Prime meridian is also an imaginary line which divides the earth into two hemispheres, as like a equator, but it divides the earth into eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. See, so it is prime meridian is dividing the earth into western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere, but equator is dividing the earth into northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay, it is just opposite to equator. Okay, then this line is known as the prime meridian. The next topic is latitude and longitude. Latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines drawn around the globe which is parallel to the equator always. Each line of a latitude is always a circle, is actually a circle. These are measured in degrees. Equator is a latitude which is at 0 degrees. It is the greatest circle around the earth. All latitudes above the equator are always labeled in degrees north, and all latitudes below the equator are labeled as south. For example, 30-degree north latitude, 30-degree south latitude. The north and south poles or points are not circles. North and south poles are actually points but not circles. Okay. Then longitude. Longitude runs from north pole to south pole. These are closer to each other at the poles because they converge at the poles. They join at the poles. Therefore, they are not parallel to each other. Unlike latitude, these lines do not form circles. Longitudes are also known as meridians. We will be calling it as meridians of longitude. Some of the important latitudes are latitudes, okay, not longitudes. Latitudes are Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. These are some important latitudes. See, it is given in this diagram clearly, children. The upper half is called as northern hemisphere. The line below the equator is called as southern hemisphere. The important latitudes are given here: Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle. Okay, so the North Pole and South Pole are not circles; it is actually points. So the next topic is actually about maps. Map is the best way to help you find a place. Maps have been used by human beings for centuries. Maps are also drawn and used by explorers and invaders who traveled in search of new lands and new countries or whatever it is. Map shows place and distance on a flat surface of paper. So actually, what's a map? Map is the representation of the Earth's surface on a flat surface. So why we are using maps always instead of globes? There are few reasons, children, that you have to know. Globe does not show minute details of a place, but map shows. It is difficult to carry, but a map is very easy to carry. Map is a very flexible tool, but a globe is not a flexible tool. Though we can carry map anywhere. Okay. So a book of maps is known as atlas. The next topic is types of maps. Road map, political map, physical map, and thematic map are the type of map. Then coming to road map, it shows national and state highways. It also depicts how major road connects with various cities and towns. These maps are mainly used for directions on road while traveling. Okay, we are using Google Map also nowadays, children, while traveling. The next map is political map. It shows borders that define the territory of countries, states, and cities. The next map is physical map. Physical map, it shows geographical boundaries. In other words, it show natural physical features such as water bodies, landforms, rivers, mountains, deserts, hills, plateau, and so on. Okay. The next map is thematic map. This type of map usually focuses on one theme or topic such as population, vegetation, and rainfall, etc. This is actually thematic map. The next topic is elements of a map. There are different elements of a map: directions, symbols, key, and scale. Directions. We all know that the first use of map is to tell direction. But which element tells direction? Yes, it is north pointer, which tells us about the directions in the map. If we know the north, then we can easily find out the other directions in the map. We take north direction facing upwards, so south should follow at the bottom, the east in the right, and the west in the left. The direction between north and east is called as northeast. The direction between north and west is called as northwest. The direction between south and east is called as southeast. The direction between south and west is called as southwest. Northeast. Direction between northeast na northeast. Direction between north and west means it is called as northwest. The direction between south and east is called as southeast. The direction between south and west is called as southwest. The next element is you have to know about symbol, children. How can we show a forest, a hill, or rain, or rail route on a map? We can do this with the help of symbols. A symbol is a representation of an object in a map. For example, if we have to show a forest on the map, we can show it with the help of symbols of trees. Okay, which is in your page number 108, children. You can refer the page. To show a rail route, you can show a broken line as a railway track. Colors also can indicate things in a map. Next element is actually key. Key is a chart that explains the meaning of each symbol used on a map. Symbols can stand for highways, parks, and other features. One more thing, a key is also called as legend. Then about coming to map scale, map is much smaller than actual size. To measure the distance accurately in a map scale is used. The map scale gives us an idea how much distance it really measures on the surface of the earth. For example, if the distance between two cities is actually 100 kilometers, it can be easily represented as 1 centimeter on the map. In such a case, the scale will be 1 centimeter is equal to 100 kilometer. The scale on a map is shown as a line with the distance marked on its or as 1 centimeter as 100 kilometer. Okay. Based on this video, there are few questions, children. First one, what is prime meridian? Second one, difference between latitude and longitude. Third one, why do you prefer maps instead of globe? What are the different types of maps? And what are the elements of a map, and explain them. For this question, you can refer content book page number 106 and 107 for answer. Thanks for watching the video. Keep watching.